Today I have something kind of cool to show you. I'm a fairly new Jeep guy, Jeep culture guy. So for those of you who have been in the Jeep world for a long time, this may be kind of old news for you, but it was pretty cool to me. I found this app that works with a wireless OBD2 sensor, and you can change all kinds of configurations about your Jeep, and it's way cheaper than buying one of those like tuners things. I'm a guy who does a lot of that kind of like sort of scanning mechanical type work, and so I have one of these little scanners already. And so if you have one, if you don't, there's a list of ones that work with this app. I'll put that down below. But it's a cool app, and I didn't get anything from them. I'm not affiliated with them. I just thought it was pretty cool, and I thought maybe you'd enjoy it. One of the big reasons I was even looking for this, this Jeep has a lift kit with big tires on it, and they're roughly 35 inches. I think they're 34 and change. And when you change your tire size, your tire diameter, like, you know, go back to like 9th grade geometry here. And when you change the diameter of a circle, you also change the circumference of a circle. It's proportional by pi. But anyway, that's nerdy stuff. You don't care about the math. Just know when you change the diameter of your overall tire, so when you go from a 33-inch tire to a 34 to a 35, you also change the circumference. When you change the circumference of a tire, you change the speed of your vehicle. So all the things remaining equal. In other words, when the engine and transmission rotate your tires at a certain rate of speed, that axle rotates at a certain rate of speed. That's what the computer is programmed to track. And so the computer is programmed to say, this is the factory tires that come on the car, this is the rotational speed of the axle. Therefore, when one rotation of the axle happens, I know I have traveled the circumference of the tire. And it does all kinds of computery math wizardry and translates that into miles per hour. When you change the size of the tire, you throw that off. The computer doesn't know the tires are bigger. And so it's still calculating the miles per hour at the same rate, the same size tire. And so you have to tell the computer you have different size tires now, so it can recalculate the speed. For those of you who've ever done this and put bigger tires on the car, you may have noticed that all of a sudden your speedometer is off. In fact, you'll be going a little faster than your speedometer says you are. I'll show you this tire comparison for my specific example. So size 1 here, 255/70/18, that is the stock size tire that comes on a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. And 295/70/18 is the tires I have on it now. You can see down below here the size 1 and 2. The regular stock tire is 32.1 inches in diameter, and the upgraded tires are 34.3 inches in diameter. You see it's a little wider too. The sidewall is a little taller. You can see you can get all these different stats about this. Two pieces that are relevant here that go together. That bottom stat you can see also over on the right, where it shows the tire pictures of the tires, the revs per mile. So to go a mile, the stock tires have to revolve 629 times, 629 revolutions per mile. And the larger tires only have to rotate or revolve 589 times. So in the same rotation, because the vehicle's rotating the tires at a set speed. So at the same 629 revolutions, the larger tire will have traveled farther. And you can see that down below where it shows the speedometer error. When the speedometer is reading 60 miles an hour, I'm actually traveling 64.1 miles per hour. And you can see too, like it's a ratio. So at 20 miles an hour, the difference isn't that great. And the faster you go, the more that is, because it's a percentage of your recorded speed. Not a huge deal, but it can be if you're in that, you're in that range of, you're going 5 to 6 miles an hour over on your speedometer, and you pass a cop and you think, I'm good. It's 5 or 6 miles an hour. That's pretty standard, right? Nobody pulls you over for that. Except you're actually going 10 miles an hour over. Well, that might, put you over the line. Now look, I'm not, all you safety people out there I'm not advocating for speeding. Either confirm or deny the speed at which I typically drive. But, just saying. Then the other thing you might want to do is when you change your gearing, right? So there's a lot of, when you get bigger tires, a lot of people have bigger bigger gears in, heavier duty gears in. And that can also change a lot of stuff. So the more geometry you're changing, the more it kind of throws your Jeep's computer off. So I found this app. Somebody actually, I think I looked on Google or somebody sent it to me. I don't remember how I found it actually, but I found this app that has a lot of programming capability. It's called OBD JSCAN. It's on Amazon, or sorry, it's on it's on Google and Apple. Connects to a Bluetooth, wireless OBD2 sensor. There's wireless ones, there's Bluetooth ones. It uses the OBD2, and you can scan. You can do all kinds of data logging, all things like that, like you can with a lot of these other scanning apps. But the cool part about this is the fact that you can program back in, which most of the time these are just readers, not programmers. The app is free, so you can try it out, play with it, and kind of play with the interface. You do have to pay $25. I think it's $20 or $25 for a license. And then you get one VIN. So if you have a car, I think the more VINs you do, you can do them in packages and you can get a discount on them. I'll put a link down below to the pricing and their website. And I don't know anything about them. I don't know the person who created this app. I don't get any affiliation from them. There's no kickback here. This is purely, I got it, I paid for it, and this is my experience with it. So take this all with a grain of salt, but thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing it. So let's go play with it a minute. Okay, so this is the sensor I was talking about. I did a review on one of these, just the idea of them, but on the specific one as well. A little while ago, I'll throw a link here. It's probably going to be somewhere, one of those cards that go up here somewhere. And I'll also put a link in the description for this specific one, or at least one like this. I'm not sure if this one's still available. This is an Android only one. And this app does need very specific ones. It's got a variety of them. There's maybe 15 or 20 that are on their website that they're compatible with. And this one was one of them. And so you just, whatever your reader is, plug it in, turn the car on. Now the other thing that's going on with this one, there's a low tire warning. It's not that there's a problem with the system, it's that these big mud tires, they get kind of stiff. And so I lower the pressure, so it softens the ride a little bit, and the pressure's lower than the computer likes. And that's another cool thing you can do with this, is you can actually change that threshold so it turns off the warning and you can still run at lower pressure. All right, so the app here is this OBD JSCAN, and I have a Wrangler JK. Click on my particular reader. So it gives you some options here. So this quick dashboard, I can do a quick dive. So it's like anything else. I can do a diagnostic, I can do live data, I can do an advanced scan, or something called a trail view. Trail view will actually give you, so while you're on the trail and you're doing some off-roading, it gives you kind of some real-time telemetry, so you know when you're having any kind of issues. So obviously temp, intake temperature, engine temperature, intake temperature, even two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, your speed, your voltage. If you have a bunch of other options, you can change it if you've got, electronically disconnecting diffs, and it'll give you kind of all that kind of information. Modules, there's all kinds of different modules it can talk to. Let's go to adaptation. So you can change your daytime running lights. You can program a key. This is a lot of the kind of functions that one of those real expensive programmer scanner, those bidirectional scanners have, but in a relatively inexpensive app. It works with more than just Jeeps. It works with varieties of Chrysler cars. And because the computers are all pretty much the same with those. So if you have some aftermarket conversions done, you can make some tweaks to this so that it will run them properly and not give you weird warning. So we'll go to TPMS settings and then TPMS threshold basic. So current value, it's reading here, and the target value desired 35, warning lamp at 29, right? So I can change the desired to something lower and the warning lamp at something lower than that. So that's kind of a threshold of, I guess you'd call it like a hysteresis. So once you get below a certain point, the warning light comes on, and then it wants you to go back above a certain point. So I'm going to change it to 30. Actually, I'm going to even go lower. I'm going to go 29 with a warning lamp at 23. and then you hit go. And it's going to reprogram. Front placard 1 psi warning at 36. What? Rear placard 3 psi warning at 4 psi. Okay. Just a weird refresh, I guess, in the app. So now it says, I was playing with it to see what would change. So I'll just leave it there. Desired 30, warning lamp at 24. So I can drop the pressure now as low as 24 psi before it will give me any kind of error in the dash. You can also program TPMS sensors. So if you, like these Jeeps, right, you've got the big spare. So if you rotate your tires and now all of a sudden it's tracking the tire that's on the back of the car, not the tire that's on the car, you can change that here too. And then you can also just reset back to defaults. You can change the accessory, the auto door lock, unlock, like all the different auto wipers if you have them. The delay lock when you put it in gear, when you open the door, headlights coming on, the auto sensing headlights. Like there's all the different thresholds the computer has for making these decisions for when to engage or disengage something. You can change them. Tire and axle settings. There we go. Okay. So now you can you can change axle ratio. You can change the locker type. You can kill ABS. All these different things that you might want to do for off-roading. I don't do a lot of off-roading, so not really my thing, but I'm going to go to tire size. My tires are a 295 70 18, and my diameter here is 34 1/4. So I can change this and say the tire size is 34. It's like 34.19 or something like that. So I'll do 34 1/4 and hit go. Okay, that's applied. And so that then changes the geometry identified in the computer, and it corrects basically that as a way to resync your speedometer. It's a pretty cool app. Like I said, it's got, go back to the home screen here. You've got all different kinds. You've got Wranglers, Gladiators, Cherokee, Commander, Compass. You got the 300, 300C, the 200, the Sebring minivans, in case you want to customize your minivan. Challenger, Charger. Those are helpful if you've got different, you put a different rear end in it. If you're setting up for drag racing, if you're setting it up for road course racing, you can tweak all kinds of things. So this specific app is pretty much designed for that Chrysler, Fiat, Kerberos, whatever they were before they were Fiat. So, Chrysler vehicles. So now we should be able to turn this off. And now it doesn't always take effect right away. I've had it where it took a day to take effect, but let's see if it gives us a tire pressure warning anymore. Okay, so that's all there is to it. It's reprogrammed, turns that little warning message off. So, neat little app, I think, Like I said, it's called OBD JSCAN. And again, I'll throw a link down below to their website and as well as the Play Store and Apple App Store links. For $25, I mean, that's hard to beat versus hundreds of dollars for one of these tuners. And so if you got a Jeep or another Chrysler vehicle and you want to do some custom programming with it, pretty powerful tool. So hope that helped you. Let me know if you have another suggestion or another app that you guys use that's pretty cool. I'll take a look at it. And if you've got a Ford or GM or other car where you have a similar type of functionality available, post that down below, because I'm sure everybody would love. Not everybody here is Jeep people. I also drive Chevys, and it would be kind of cool to know that too. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was helpful. We appreciate you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.